Hey everybody, I'm Matt Shoup. I am the M in M&D Painting, and I'm joined here today with our newest team member,
Matt
Matt
Worley.
also, Matt Worley. For those of you watching this, you probably noticed that all of our Meet the Team videos were in a little bit of a different location. We are currently in quarantine at our house. We're not supposed to be leaving. We are an essential business, but we're staying at home as much as possible. Matt, you came in at a very interesting time of our company and a transition. This video is all about our customers and vendors and everybody that we come in contact with in the community, getting a chance to know us and meet the team and meet the people that ultimately serve you in the community. And Matt, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came about finding M&D, and then we'll talk about just this crazy transition that we've been going through with COVID-19 and moving an office and a renovation and all this. So take it away, man. How are you?
No, I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited to be here. No, I grew up in Loveland. I grew up in this area, and I moved away later for college and stuff. But then lived away for a while. And then we came back, and been involved in the community. I was a pastor and carried a few different jobs, and just had this great opportunity. Came across M&E in a time when there's some transition happening,
Yeah.
and there was an opening, and kind of started looking at what do I want to do with my skill set. Over the last 20 years, developed a lot of different skills and worn a lot of different hats. And I always like to wear hats, but over the years, I've done a lot of different things and really kind of nail it down into what I'm getting good at and where I've got my core skill sets. And so I think when this opportunity came up, it was kind of a no-brainer for me in a lot of ways to come join this team. I'm the kind of guy that I like being on a team. I like being a part of a group of people that are there for a purpose and there for a reason, and something more than a paycheck, something more than punching a clock. That has a purpose, that we're there, and that's what I like about the M&E team. I was really excited the first time I got to come and just attend one of the staff meetings and just kind of see what everybody's about. I fully expected a really serious corporate kind of thing, and that's kind of some of the stuff I've come from. There's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but I was excited to see a group of people that genuinely care about each other, and a tight knit family group of people, and to be realized I was being interviewed by the whole company and not just one person was it was exciting and a little nerve wracking at the same time.
It,
Um,
yeah, it
but
was. It was fun. It was fun to meet you. And Rick Scadden and Stephen Fretwell. Rick went from M&D Painting to becoming a pastor, right? And then Stephen moved up into his position. And then you went from at one point being a pastor coming to M&D.
yeah, yeah, no, and it was such a cool thing way it all worked out. Just my family started going to the church with Rick, and that was its own whole other transition that we did there, leaving the pastorate for a while and going into that, and then meeting Rick, and then him. He and I were just going to hang out and have some coffee one morning and hang out. And he's like, "Oh, hey, I thought this other thing. I'm going to be transitioning soon. We need someone to do my job." And
Yeah.
so where the seed was planted, and kind of the rest is history kind of thing. It took off. So
It is. And I remember our first coffee when we had coffee over at the Starbucks. You had already talked to Rick a little bit, and then Rick and me and you all sat down and just kind of hung out, and have a lot in common. We know a lot of the same people in the community, a lot of the same interests. And so you go through this process. We have a very unique recruiting and interviewing process, and we get all through that. We go into the winter time. We're in a slow time, so we've had transitions of new team members coming in when it's busy. So like you get dropped right in, right into the fire right away, and we're going a million miles a minute. You came in right at the end of December, beginning of January, and at that time we were selling our existing building that we had lived in for, or not lived in, that did business in for over a decade, moving into this new building, about to start a big renovation because we're moving some other companies there that I own as well. And just take me through that for you. What was going on in your head? Because like you didn't really start working in the busy season, and we had a lot of chaos going on, just a lot
yeah,
of things going on. So like, what were you thinking at the time? Like what were your honest thoughts? And we talked about this the other day. This is pre-COVID, but share a little bit about that, because that's interesting, I think, for everybody to hear.
No, it was kind of an exciting time to come together, and it's honestly a little bit funny hanging out with Steven and stuff, because he was one of those guys that got, when he started, he kind of got thrown in the deep end, and I feel a subtle amount of discord from him about it, that I'm getting in the easy way. Um, I get to come in when we're slow and learn everything real nice and easy. With get a lot of softball pitches right down the middle, and
Hmm.
that's been really cool. I think that's the ideal way to bring in a new project manager, being able to meet the teams and get involved, and not be rushed and not be thrown in that deep end. I've been kind of spoiled, and I think, and it's exciting, to see this company, transitioning. I was only at the old building for about a month.
Hmm.
I didn't even bother to unpack anything there, because I knew we were moving, and so it was kind of exciting for me to be starting with a new company, and to see them starting in a new place, and to have all this together. And it's been kind of an exciting ride, seeing it all come together like that. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it's funny for me too, like, in some ways, like, this chaos is great. It's kind of, it's been kind of wild for me, the transition from where I've been. This is actually slowing down a little bit for me, and so it's kind of a relief to be at a good pace. I feel like that you guys work at a healthy pace at M&E, and that's exciting to me. I think there's a lot of really good work-life balance. Um,
Yeah.
hear a lot about hearing about everybody's kids and their families and what's going on with them, and it's cool to be at a place where, in the midst of our chaos and all the craziness, that family still comes first, and
Yep.
we still look for each other.
Absolutely.
So I mean, that's been so awesome. So
Love
I'm
it. Love it.
all the way.
So we move into this building, right? We're in there beginning of February. We're moving. We're getting unpacked. We know we're going to start a renovation. About a month later, we start this renovation. We've got dust flying, walls coming out. You and Steven have your office, your dartboard. You guys are all set up. And then we've been hearing about this coronavirus, right? And at first, for me, we were passing funny memes around about it, little Corona beer bottles and the little, all of that. Like it started off for a lot of people as a joke, and then it starts getting more serious and getting more serious. And we're slow in the winter anyway, so we're slow. You're learning the business. Things are just starting to turn the corner, right? We're about to get into spring, and right about now, end of March, beginning of April, is when our busy time kicks off. And then boom, the renovation stops because they found a big surprise beam and steel column in the wall. The renovation stops. Stay at home order, coronavirus, office is upside down, the world's upside down, the economy all of a sudden might go upside down. You're just getting started. We're on pause. And we had a crazy conversation. We had a team get together breakout, and we're talking about, hey, the way that we've done business for the last 15 years is about to change. We have to stay 6 feet away from people. We may or may not be able to be out. And there's a lot of thoughts going through your mind. What was the scariest thing for you about that? And then I want to talk about what was the biggest opportunity that you saw, and what got you really excited, because we all got super freaked out. So did the whole world. And we went through that together, but then we came out on the other side. And I want to talk more about where we're going in a positive direction. So talk a little bit about that.
I think the scariest part for me, in all this, is just there's so much unknown of what's coming up. And then for me, honestly, being, like I mentioned in our meeting, I was like, well, I'm the last one that got hired,
Yep.
and I I had my moment of freak out a couple of weeks ago. I went skiing on a Tuesday a few weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
missed our staff meeting. And so that night when I got home, I was kind of worried, seeing because every day the world changes every day
Yeah.
right now. And so by the time I got home that night, there's all kinds of new changes happening and lockdowns and stuff. And I started getting worried. I was like, I don't even know if I've put in enough hours at this company to qualify for unemployment. If I got let go. And I was like, I called Steven, and I was like, I wouldn't even be mad. I totally get it. It's a business decision. If it had to happen, it has to happen. I'm just mostly worried, like, whether or not I'll qualify for unemployment if it does happen.
So yeah,
But
you go from this transition, meeting this awesome company. We've got our plans for the year. Those plans get derailed. We have a freak out. And I think when chaos happens, we talk about that. It's okay to freak out. I painted myself into a picture or future position of, like, I lost everything that I built. I started M&E with nothing. We've built some really cool stuff up, and then I picture myself losing everything. I'm in a van down by the river. motivational speaker, down by the river. I've got my Emily and the kids, and we've got nothing, and everybody's laid off. And then, um, what you focus on expands, and what you spend your mental energy on is where will physically take you, I believe. And then we just made this transition as a company. And what are we talking about now? What's some of the exciting stuff now that we're doing? Because business may slow down, and we're cool with that. We're okay to lose everything, and we're cool with that. But talk about what you're excited about for the future.
And I like that you bring that up. If I can spin on that for a second too. And that's one of my favorite topics that I've coached on myself, and just this idea of it's okay to be chaotic at times. I always talk to people about, like, it's worse to be frustrated. Frustration is a pointless emotion. Get mad about it or get happy about it, but sitting there spinning your wheels in frustration is not going to get you anywhere. And I think, even the chaos of being, mad about something, it's going to take you somewhere. You're going to bring you somewhere, which is better than just spinning. And I like that we're going to take that time, and it's okay to be scared, and it's okay to be angry about what's happening in the world. But it's also an exciting time to look at, like, there's going to be possibilities in this world. There's going to be opportunities for change. And I enjoyed the meeting we had. We got to talk about being proactive in the future, up to what could be out there. We can't keep doing business as usual. We can't sit around and wait and see to see if things are going to get better. That's a frustration mindset. Wait and see. It's going to keep us below the line, and it's going to keep us in a bad place. And I like the idea of challenging our team to start thinking of what's the next generation of our business going to look like. What's the next way that we're going to do business? Is it just paint, or are we going to expand? And we've been talking about getting into roofing, and that's an exciting thing. And then also just looking at what are the solutions that we can offer as a company to our customers, and looking for being creative about those solutions, and not just being stuck in the mindset. And we don't have the answers yet as to what all those things are going to be to bring the success. But what I like is that we're not going to be satisfied with wait and see mindset. Right?
Yeah.
I love the entire team is challenging each other to look at what are some opportunities. What are going to be the new demands of our customer in this new world that we're in post COVID?
Yeah. And it's going to be a new world, right? We talked about where this train going into a tunnel. We can see the light. We don't know how long the tunnel is, but we're going to come out a different train. Everybody's going to have a job, might be a different job. Thanks to listening to Simon Sinek, right? Speak to his team. He's a huge motivational leadership coach. He wrote Start With Why, and we watched that together, and we got super excited. So, we're no longer talking about roofing division. It's M&D painting and roofing, and that's moving forward, and we're really excited about that. So we left that meeting being very thankful for the situation at hand, and glasses half full of gratitude, full of love. A different Matt showed up to that meeting, and I liked that Matt a lot better, man. And I think you did too, and you were pumped and you're on fire. And we're doing some roofing estimates here in the next couple of days. So yeah, man, this was really cool for me. This has been for me as the leader of the company, the M&E. Never had somebody come into the company as we were going through this kind of transition, right? We don't bring a lot of people in because we don't have a lot of people leave. We like to hire and bring in the right people up front. They work their way up, and some of them do leave. But this was a really unique scenario, and I'm glad you got to be a part of it and experience it.
No, I'm super psyched to be here. I, look at the community. This is where I grew up. I didn't realize I was going to come back and
Yeah.
live in the community I grew up in when I moved away to go to college and stuff. I had no idea I'd be back here doing this again. But I'm excited to be here in Loveland, in Northern Colorado, and this is where my family wants to spend our life and be here. And I love investing myself in this community. And so I'm really stoked to be here and be with Emily. This is the last stop on my career train as far as I'm concerned. So this is where I want to
And
spend.
I love it. I love it. We love you. We're honored that you're here. And to everybody watching, you guys are going to get to meet Matt in his hat with his beard and everything. So this is the Matt with the hat and the beard and the glasses. I'm losing my hair. Is that why you wear a hat? Are you losing?
No way.
You have hair? You got tons of hair, man.
Yeah.
You're Matt in the hat, man. I love it. All right. Well, this has been another episode of Meet the Team. We're excited that you tuned in and you get a chance to meet the people that serve our company and ultimately serve you and serve the community. We don't know how we're going to put this video together, so I think there's going to be a logo up above somebody's head where you can click on. You can see our next Meet the Team videos. Make sure to give this video a like, a comment, a subscribe. And, everybody, as you're watching this, wherever we are, if we're still quarantined, the world is changing. Find the hope, find the opportunity, adapt, reinvent yourself, cast a new vision. This is a great time for it. And then get to work like your life or your business or your family may depend on it, because it very well might. So, Matt, I appreciate you being here, man. We'll see you back at the office when we're allowed to go back to the office.
That's right.
All right, brother. I'll see you soon.